Design It with Tammy Gibbs. I'm Tammy. Today, I am going to be showing you a new feature in Artistly. A lot of people in my group have been anxiously awaiting a little bit better results when they try to make seamless patterns. And so it looks like Artistly took up that project, and they have made vast improvements in creating seamless patterns. I have not had a lot of time to dig into this feature, but I have played around with it, and I just wanted to kind of introduce you to it, where you can find it, what I had luck with, and then I'm just going to turn it over to you guys and let you dig deeper into it and figure out how far you can take it. I haven't had a lot of time to refine prompts. Now, that's going to be one of the things that'll be important with doing seamless patterns. Is some seamless patterns are going to look better than others. I think that's where your art's going to come in. So, like I said, it's just a matter of, can we get seamless patterns from Artistly? And let me show you. So we're going into Create Design. We're going into Fast AI Image Designer, and I'm going to scroll over here to my personal designs because I have been playing with it, and I kind of want to show you some that I did this morning, and I'm going to tell you which ones did good. Okay, so I started out this morning just playing around. So I grabbed a prompt from, I- it was volume 2 of the playbook, and I created this one. Um, it was one of the example prompts. And so I created this one, so I'm just going to regenerate it and let you kind of see what it looks like. Just seamless pattern, very simple. And then I kind of worked off of this prompt. Now, whether you have to do, excuse me, the tile and this way, I don't know. We're gonna test that also. There's nothing that said that I had to do that. I'm gonna show you another place that Artistly's worked um on, and a place that you can go in and do seamless patterns that also offer some different opportunities there. So anyway, I'm just gonna regenerate this one and get a little bit different version with that prompt. And then I have it's patternchecker.com. It's basically a free program. You can buy the people a coffee if you use it a lot. That's a nice thing to do. That's how they make their money. And so we'll just upload our image here, and it's going to lay it out for us so that we can okay, so that's a pretty design actually. That prompt. Okay. So now we're going to pull this one in, and this one is where I'm unscripted. So I don't know. I know that the first one, it lined up pretty well. And I'm going to show you that one first. And it looks to me like this one did a really good job and lined up pretty well. Okay. Now we're going to upload the second image, this one that we just created, and see what it does. Okay, well, it looks like it did pretty good, but let's zoom in and see. There's a little more tiley look, but it does line up. Um, some patterns you can see the tile a little more than you can others in the pattern. This one, looks a little bit more tilish. Okay, so we are getting some seamless look. Okay, this is another one that I did, and I'm just gonna download it real quick. And we're gonna upload it. Basically, it was just out of, so you can see that this one did a really good job. very much improved. So I think they'll be tweaking it even further, but this is just an idea. I'll show you. Let's see, I'll show you this one. Let's go back in. I've already got it downloaded. I don't know why I downloaded that one again, but as you see, a really vast improvement over previous attempts at trying to get something that's a seamless. Now let's go in and we're just going to go over here and go back into the Fast Designer and um, here and just type seamless pattern repeating pineapple pattern or design, vintage, muted colors. I'm not going into great detail. So this is just assuming that we're just going to play and not use all the other stuff, the tile and all that, and just see what it gives us to see how much more versatility we can get. Okay, so that actually turned out pretty well. Okay. And this over here, just ignore it. They're doing some updates in the background, and they're actually um, getting all of my images that I've created ready to be moved over to Fast. So, okay. So we're going to pop over now and upload it to check it. Always check. If you're going to sell seamless patterns, you always want to find a pattern checker so that you can go in and make sure that it lines up properly and that you're not selling a defective product. This looks pretty good. You know, and this is where you look and decide if that's a pattern that you want to sell. This is where your art's going to come in with how you write your prompts and how you do them. That's not my thing. I haven't had a lot of time to experiment with it. Eventually, I'll get around to it. And so I'm kind of going to depend on all of my folks that like to create these types of patterns um, to go in and really experiment with this particular um, process here. Okay, so now for the that part is even in Fast Designer, you see that it is interpreting seamless patterns a lot better than it did in the past, where it just didn't know what to do with it. And it would give you a pretty pattern, but it would not make it seamless. It wouldn't line up at all. So now we're going to go into this perfect text and hands image designer right here. Okay, and then as you look, there's lots of different options. They've added this photorealism here. We'll have to play with that on another video. But we have seamless patterns now. And then look, we have all of these different patterns. There's 5 pages of patterns. I'll just kind of pop through them. They're basically different styles of patterns, and each come with their own little prompts. So if you just want to make something really quick, you could just pop in and hit a button and design from those prompts. You know, that's not kind of, this is actually where I did get the prompt or start creating from that's how I got this one here. Now this one looks like this one would be a good one to try for like a nursery or something. And let's see what we can do. So we want to keep the majority of the way it's structured the same way when we're inside this. So this says whimsical hot air balloons. But let's change that to whimsical vintage hot air balloons. And let's replace this pastel shades of all of that. Let's change the colors. I'm gonna run over to my swap file. Now, most people that watch know that these are all taken from volume one of my playbook, and these are just some that make it easy when I'm doing videos to just pop in and grab. So I'm going to change the colors instead of pastels to this and just see how it interprets that. So we're going to paste that in there. Okay. And then floating among the clouds, decorative, all of that's fine. So what we're going to do now is we are going to scroll down and generate the image. And you can change the sizes. It has the drop down. So, but for most digital papers and seamless papers, you would want them to be in the square. Okay, so let's see how that does. But this is just one other versatility of the Artistly product. They are definitely working towards, oh, that's really pretty. Now, see, I like that design. That's pretty. Let's see if it actually, let's download it and let's see if it's actually seamless now. Okay, it looks okay from that angle. Let's go back up here. Okay, so this one did not line up just right. So changes we made don't line up just right here. So that one is a dud. So let's go back in. Let's go to regenerate. It's going to take us back in here. Okay, so let's do another one just to see if maybe that was a fluky thing and it's kind of like the others where you have to generate a couple of images before you get it just right. And let's see what that does. And it also shows you that you can adjust and add some of your things, your phrases from your playbooks and make it different. Okay, so here we've got a little different. Let's see how this one did. Okay, and it looks to me like that one did the trick. So if at first you don't succeed, try again. So this one looks much better. Much better. Okay. So, and again, depending on what you're going to put it on and how big a pattern, you can get into more of those details, as you're perfecting it. For instance, let's play around with whimsical, let's see, featuring a large design of whimsical hot air balloons. And let's just see if it maybe makes the balloons larger so that it would be like a larger pattern, over the image. Let's see here what it comes up with. So it really doesn't depend, it doesn't matter which generator you want to make them in. If you want a little simpler and you kind of want to have more control over the layout and kind of how it's, get a little starter, then go into the generator for the seamless patterns or do it manually. Excuse me. Okay, so this did make them a little bit bigger. So let's look and see how that looks over here. I think I'm coming down with a little bit of seasonal allergies here. Okay, but this one actually also looks as if it might be right here. There's a little teeny tiny little defect here. I would redo this one. It's definitely much closer, and it is a bigger pattern. So if we scroll out, you get bigger. So let's change it one more time just to play around with it. And this is just because I don't do these a lot, so I'm just curious what you can do. So instead of balloons, let's do one balloon, a vintage hot air balloon, and let's see what that does as far as our pattern goes. Because patterns are all about the aesthetics of the whole design. Because if you were going to put it on a pillow, or you were going to put it on curtains, or you were going to put it on any number of things that you put patterns on, a baby bed, comforter, that kind of thing. People that use pattern, that pattern has to have some sort of, wrapping paper even. Okay, so did not do it didn't do one, it did multiples. So I would have to tweak that to get it to do one, and probably because of the one that we selected inside of the generator, it probably won't do a single one, because I think it's set up for that particular design layout. So we would have to go back into the fast, and what we can do is we can copy that prompt and then move it over into fast and see if we can get just uh, the one hot air balloon, and see how that would look on a pattern. Okay, let's see. We want this one. Okay, and we want to enlarge it. Now, I might be overlooking it, but this one looks like a good pattern to me. And, you know, I like that. Now, again, this is, I'd like to see just like maybe one, so that when you see, I like this design, I'd want it bigger. I like the bigger, bolder designs. So let's go back in. Let's go in here to regenerate. And let's go back up here and see if we can let's see. Let's see if we can take this and copy it, and then maybe apply it into some of these other designs up here and see. Okay, so let's see if we can find one that has really a large pattern. I haven't used it enough to really, and I don't even know that we can interchange these this way. I was just curious about the pattern. Okay, so let's try this one. I like this one. And let's just paste ours in here. And let's see what it gives us. It may not matter. Okay. Let's download that one. Pop it in. See what it does. Now see, I like I like it. I like the layout. It's bigger with the bigger balloons, so you get a little bigger look. But this right here is a defect, so let's go in and see if we can do it one more time and if maybe the second version will look better. So it did change the design up just a little bit in the way that it laid it out. So that's something you can also experiment with. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to pop over and do one or two designs inside. Okay, so this one gave us a different pattern. Um, let's see what it looks like. We kind of lost the big balloon in the middle, but hey, that's okay. We're just playing. Okay, so this one also was a little bit off. So I just keep, just keep redoing it a few times and see. You see that it can do it. It's just a matter of sometimes when you get certain designs, you have to recreate them a couple of times to get it just right. But we're going to pop that particular, um, we're going to go over here to advanced, and we're just going to take that same prompt, and we're going to try it out in the advanced. As you see, I did a few patterns over here, which turned out really well. This design is gorgeous. These actually lined up pretty well, but we're going to try the balloons over here. And see what it does. While we're doing that, I can go in and show you. Let's see. Okay, let me go in. This is one that I did. See how pretty that is? Now that is a pretty design. I really like that. Okay, so let's try this one. Let's download it. Upload it in here. I've got to go back. Okay, so this one looks okay. This one looks pretty good. That's a weird design element, but it seems to match up fairly well. You can see a teeny tiny bit of the seam right there, but it does line up very, very well. So let's go back over to Artistly. Let's generate another one and see what it gives us. I do like the version, the antique kind of look. Let's see what this one does. But I did generate a few yesterday that were really cool inside the advanced. So, okay. So here, pretty good. There's a little tiny bit right here that's a little where it's put together that's a little bit off. Very slightly. But I think you get the idea. Now it's more workable. You can play with your designs. It is a little frustrating to have, where it's not doing it every single time. But I do believe that since this is a very new feature, they're going to let people get in there and start working with it, and then the developers will be able to start tweaking it to make it where it lines up. When they see what our need is, they've given us these patterns and stuff that we can work with, but when they see we want to go beyond that, then they'll start making adjustments that can help us get to that point. Great job and kudos to them for trying and getting it at least to the point that it is right now. They're working in that direction, and that says a lot for the company and them trying to deliver what we really want, um, and give us the features that we can improve our businesses with. So I'm really excited about that. So volume one and volume two of the playbook are on sale in Etsy. They're still currently, at the time of this video, they're currently 50% off as their launch specials. And I'm happy to announce that both of the playbooks have become bestsellers on Etsy. Great, brilliant reviews. So happy that everyone is enjoying those. So if you haven't gotten your copies, pop over to Etsy and grab those. The first book, volume one, is over 400 pages. The second one is right around 270. So lots of pages of lots of prompt enhancers, word banks, phrase banks, lots of information about art styles. Second volume is exclusively all about clip art. The volume one merges and has a section on clip art, but it also gives you all of those information about watercolor and all the different types of art styles that you need to know so that you can incorporate those into whether you're doing clip art or wall art or art for projects. It's all going to help make you, be able to prompt better. So, and I have some videos showing you kind of how to incorporate those in and everything. I have started a VIP group. So if you have purchased one of the playbooks and you don't know how to get added to the VIP group, please comment to this particular video, or any of my videos really. Just comment to me and let me know that you need the information on how to get added, and we'll figure out how to get you in there, and we can go from there. And obviously, if you don't have Artistly, what are you waiting on? You know, just go ahead and get it. The full package is what I use. It's what they're beginning to add and make a lot of. There for a while, there weren't but a few features that were different, but now we're just getting a host of new features, and then they're moving, like the speed of light. They're just going so fast with adding different features to the product. So, just go ahead. I mean, it's a one-time, lifetime deal. I mean, where else can you get that? I mean, it's not that expensive. And when you consider that a lot of the other AI generators are subscription based, and really to get any privacy or anything like that, Artistly listened to us. And now the majority of the different generators inside Artistly all have, not all of them, but most of them automatically default to private. So you don't have to even go in and make your images private in those anymore. So they've just made a lot of really cool improvements lately, and they're not stopping. I mean, they're still, I'm in a beta group right now for the upcoming Artistly 5, and I mean, they're not stopping. They're just continuing to improve, and you being in on sort of, I mean, I still consider us being in on the ground floor. As long as you can get in at those prices, whenever they do decide they get it the way they want it, and it's that finished product that they're, you know, not making as many huge upgrades to, I feel like they'll probably change it and change their model of how they do deliver it, whether it be monthly or a higher price. I don't know, but you don't have to worry about that if you get in now. So my affiliate link is down in the description. Grab it. It doesn't cost you any more to use that. So, just yeah. I don't know what you're waiting for. There's just so many different things. If you see this one and you want to watch more videos, but you don't know where to start, maybe you looked at this one and you're a real beginner and you want to learn how to prompt and all those things, I do have some beginner videos, but also you want to always make sure at this point that you're looking for the latest version. Right now we're on version 4, so look for those, but if you're watching this and it's in the future, then you look for the video that I will always put what version that I'm working with. I started doing that from version 3 to version 4. The reason I did that was because versions 1, 2, and 3 basically use the same interface. It looked the same. When they went to 4, they changed everything and everything was in a different place and they added a bunch of stuff. And so it makes it more important for you to have a version number so that you know if you've bought, you're looking at the right videos and that sort of thing. So, anyway. So, have a great day. Thanks for watching, and I'll just see you next time.